This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Action continuing here. We just made the turn. Let's go out to number 10, see what's happening. Frank, it's been a workmanlike display to this point.
I think that's a great way to put it, Rich. And, you know, we see that so often when you and I are commenting on tour. This is the sort of player that could go a long way.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
About 18 feet away with a decent look. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Missed putt and a drop shot here at the 10th. Something about this hole, it has not been kind. Bogey yesterday and staring at another one today. That is another bogey. It's getting messy, Frank.
Ouch.
Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole, a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Frank, downhill shot here. Will he have to take it just a little bit easier?
Yeah, be careful with the ball position as well. If you play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work.
And setting up here in the rough. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. And he makes it for a bogey here. To the par 4 12th here at PGA West, short at 363 yards.
What a great shot.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
And he's made it onto the green now. Settles in over the putt. You love to watch him disappear, don't you? Frank, this is no easy shot here at the par 3 13th.
Yeah, 13th hole. I mean, it's so appropriate, the number of the hole for this this design by Pete Dye. Wooden bulkheads, I mean, they give you sort of that harsh look. And this is just an absolute scorecard wrecker. You get a little cavalier here, you just rack up a number. There's nothing wrong with just hitting it to the right side of this green, just taking a 3.
Well, that's all you want right there. Just lag it down. Don't get too crazy. And now just to tap in left. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But, Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out here on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday.
Sneaking into contention here. Is that birdie?
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. What a thrilling day of golf for Frank Nobilo. I'm Rich Lerner. So long for now from the Career Builder Challenge at PGA West.
Good.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today it's live third round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a little over ambitious. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one, no easier than the one he's just hit.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. Well, here we are at the fifth hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. It's going to get you one way or the other.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Wow, I thought he made that. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not a...
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Well, Frank, how about this 255-yard par 3 6th?
Yeah, there's a bit of a bailout area, sort of short and left, but the only thing really going in the player's favor, it is a big green. 51 yards in depth. So you want to sort of do the maths in reverse. 255, take away 50. 205 front doesn't sound as daunting.
How you doing?
Frank, chip shot here from just on the fringe. You like to hit this the way you would a putt?
Yeah, I normally take a club that's going to land just on the flat surface of the green, then run from there. Often people take too much loft.
So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. Clean this up with a tap. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, the 7th is a short par 4, 346 yards. So I'm guessing it's a layup off the tee, but it might be a nervy layup because there's water on the right, and if you miss left, that's no bargain.
It's very distracting looking down the right side. I think that's the easiest way to put it. But if you can break this hole down, 346 yards, if you take 120 yards off that, which is like a wedge.
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
So this is his 4th shot after the last one found the water.
It's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole.
And he's made the green, sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess. It's probably the easiest way to put it. This is a case of anything that could go wrong. Not just probably, it did. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through.
Corn beans.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable, that never deviated offline.
We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. Final round coverage comes your way tomorrow for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying thanks for being with us on EA Sports, and so long for now.
Still under par. Happy with that.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live final round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Now the approach here at 15. And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch, nerve, had it all. And he has the bottom of the barrel. Par 5 16th is a slight dogleg left at 600 yards. Here we go now, the final par 5 of the day, Frank.
Yeah, decision on how much you bite off here. If you play the ball to the right, then it's going to play its full 600 yards. But if you can take it in a direct line at that green, you're going to chew off a little bit of yardage. But you have to be able to carry that bunker.
And through the years, a lot of excitement here at this par 5 16th.
Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. And it is not looking like a good lie. This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
Lost.
Frank, not where he wants to be, but not out of the hole here at the par 5.
No, but Rich, to drop a shot here would really set him backwards.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Frank, here we go again. Another shot from the rough.
Yeah, let's see if he learned his lesson. Rich, too much grass between ball and club face.
Paid a price with the tee ball landing in the rough.
Hold me.
Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Now to the signature par 3. It only plays 168 yards from the tips, but the tee sits up high and the wind can blow. A lot can happen here. Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
He'll take that one all day long. Very solid, about 15 feet away. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
No doubt would love to have this one back. That's a double bogey, 2 drop shots. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
That will be a great look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. At a par on this hole yesterday. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
So as we finish up here today, Frank, he has not had the best round, but I suppose that's golf, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. This golf course can drive many a man crazy. But the beauty of this game, you get up, dust yourself off, do it again.
And there'll be a next time for us as well, partner. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo saying goodbye for now. This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
On the green, Frank, but might need a pair of binoculars to see the hole.
A long way from the band. You can barely hear the music from that far away.
Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Still playing even for the day after the par. Action resuming early on the back nine. Let's go to hole number 11.
Really good game.
Nothing noteworthy here in the first round, Frank, but still plenty of golf to be played.
That's right, Rich. A little bit of a dry spell, but really not a lot of damage done.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
From the heart of the fairway, 180 yards in. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance. Even par, currently.
Oh, not the best for golfers.
Those keep the round going. Those par putts.
People play golf in real life.
Par 312 may not be as famous as the par 316th, but Frank, you think this may be a tougher and even better hole?
We see more bogeys and double bogeys here on 12 than 16 will ever see, and courtesy of the water behind and to the right of this green. If you're going to bail out, find one of those bunkers. Well, a good bunker player obviously can get it up and down, but it's still no snack trying to record your par 3 at 12. Now it's at sneaky distance. Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
So just a formality here. Drops it, and he's at even par. Par 5 13th, chance for birdie, or maybe even eagle if you're bold and brave enough, but also, Frank, chance for disaster here?
Is that
well,
better?
there is. Water
Can you
very
hear me
much
better
in
now?
play down the right side. There's a bunker down the left, too. If you finish up in that, there's no way you're going for this par 5 and 2. Then it becomes a little bit of a zigzag mission. The second shot either has to be hit down the right side, just skirting that bunker in the
Well,
front,
just turn
or
the volume
it has to
down
be
a bit.
all carried.
And now the second shot here at this par 5.
Okay. Yeah, I've turned it down quite a lot.
Tug that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick.
I'll put
Getting
the
set for this
mic
next
closer
shot
to my
from the
mouth, see if
rough,
that helps.
what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly
Is that
how good
better?
they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. And who knows, it is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie. Par 4 14th, and Frank, this hole packs a little punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, the addition of just a little bit more yardage, plus the bunker on the left has been pushed out into the fairway, actually makes the whole play a little bit longer than its 490 yards. The second shot is a little bit uphill. No longer is there a bunker on the right side. That side of the green is actually open, but you don't really want to be trying to miss that green on the right. Should you decide to go at the flag, you're
Yeah,
going to
I
have to
think,
carry that
yeah.
front bunker.
I'll lower mine down. I'll load it on the volume on my TV.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
So, yeah. So
Not his
it's-
best shot, and now
it's
he'll have to
got
deal with the
better for
bunker.
you. Then
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in
one
golf, the next one.
All right, so green side bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of
It's
green you've got to
people
play with. You don't have to
using
try and
the
fly
other
the
Zoom
ball right by
watching
the flag.
this.
Allow it to
The
run.
volume's
Plus, if you can
good.
get it to run like a putt,
Then that's the
you
main
never
thing.
know. It might just go in.
Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. So with that, the score is now at even par. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.
Yeah, I'm from England. Yeah. I'm from the south.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful
Oxford.
blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weisskopf and Jay Moorish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour
What part
event
of
each
Canada
and
are you
every
from,
year.
then?
And it's a great test for any level of play. Second shot.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Bogey here yesterday. Chance to better that today. Settles in over the putt. Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
Yeah, well on time. People think I'm posh.
That shot does finish up on the green, but it sets up for a very difficult putt. Just want to nestle this one down within a couple of feet.
Known for colleges and universities.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
It's a sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Good effort and good par putt. Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction, too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist-pumping, the rowdy spectators. I mean, he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course. And it still goes on till today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
I love that rhythm and tempo right there.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
This is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. He's made it.
Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Did the job right there. Third round coverage comes your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo and our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Well, not going to make par here. He needs this to only give up one. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. At the 14th now, it's a par 4.
And a dogleg left once again. The bunker on the left side's been pushed out to the fairway to really make you think whether or not you can carry that. It's a lengthy second shot because it's going to play a little bit uphill. And this green is well protected on the left side with the 2 bunkers. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Right in the heart of the fairway. Green light special. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. Now the second shot to the par 5.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
So this is his 4th shot after the last one found the water.
Yeah, it's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole.
Well, the best in the game don't do it any better. McIlroy, Fowler, Duffner, they'd be impressed by that bunker shot. Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
Well, partner, here we go. Players have characterized it as terrifying, chaotic, amazing. The stadium atmosphere here at this hole, the 16th of par 3, is really spectacular, isn't it, Frank?
It is. Because of the atmosphere, the number of people, this is the closest a golfer gets to like kicking a field goal in a Super Bowl. It's just surrounded by people. It's not really the difficulty of the hole. Just over 160 yards, a modest par 3. There's no water in trouble. But it's an atmosphere that golfers never normally are familiar with.
Frank, you know what gets me about this game? Here a person makes a legitimate effort, makes a good stroke, and that ball spins around and is just laughing at the player. And now what's left, you could breathe on that ball. It counts the same as a 300-yard drive. It's not right.
But it's the beauty of the game.
Coming down the home stretch here at the 17th. Set up well for a chance to get at that flagstick. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Birdie try again here today. Well, at last, a birdie. Par 4 18th, and Frank, if you are trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a JB Holmes. Now this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green too is anything other than flat.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Solid play, heart of the green, and getting ready for the putt. Oh my gosh, that hurts. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. So a tester from 4 feet. Oh man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Trying to put this hole behind him quickly. Double bogey putt. Frank, you know full well, this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game. Yeah, so often we say the third round, Saturday's moving day. That doesn't always mean you move in a positive direction.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there. But it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything. Birdie opportunities, holes that are fraught by water, bunkering that's been changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
Now at the par 5 15th, and Frank, there is plenty to catch your eye. There's also quite a bit to catch your ear. You can hear the roars at the par 3 16th. So how do you focus on the task at hand?
Great question, Rich. You know, you realize you're about to enter the stadium part of the golf course, but this is the last par 5 that you're going to play. We've seen eagles here over the years. We've seen many a player hit it in the water off the tee or water short of the green. Certainly one of the tougher tee shots coming in. No bunkers here to worry about, just that huge lake to the left. Find the fairway. You might just find the green.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Playing his 4th shot after the 3rd was wet. Good strike right there, right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. Little redemption chance here, had bogey yesterday. Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. This for bogey once again. Made bogey here yesterday. And that's a bogey. Well, here we are at the 16th hole, looking at just over 160 yards. Doesn't seem all that daunting, Frank. But 160 yards with 20,000 people, horned into a little stadium in the desert, that makes it a different story.
It certainly is. This was one hole, too, where Tom Watson would send his caddy forward. He would stay back by 15. His caddy would get his yardage. Watson would simply walk on the tee. His caddy would give him the club. He would not go through his normal routine. He would simply just head away. It was one hole that he never wanted to think about. It might look simple, but it's what the player feels.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, 16 was fun. 17 is always exciting here at TPC Scottsdale.
You've got to be careful because that water that sort of goes around the left side of the green, if that ball's coming in with a little bit of hook, it's just going to keep going left. There's the one bunker you really have to focus on. That's the one in the middle of the fairway. 280 will carry that. Chances are the ball can run onto the green. It takes a brave man really to try and fly this ball all the way there. It's not really needed because there's always another 10 or 15 yards of run. Factor that in.
That will be a great look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday.
You'd like that one again.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect. But
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Well, again, the fairways are lined with those huge galleries coming off 16 and 17. Now the finishing hole here at TPC Scottsdale. And Frank, what can we expect?
well, this is a goodie. It'll play slightly as a dog leg left. Now, many a year, a player would try and carry the ball all the way over that water down the left side. But those new bunkers down there, it stopped the J.B. Holmes attack on this par 4. You're really going to have to play a little right of those now. And there's a couple of bunkers up on the hill to stop you doing that. So this is really a much tougher tee shot. 440 yards of par 4 just got a little bit more difficult.
This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday and trying for another one today.
Yeah, that was just begging there for a good putt.
Trying to grind out a par here. Needs it. Just drip that in.
Well, it's 4 1/4 inches. Use it all.
That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time. To the 18th hole now, and Frank, the original designers stepped in and they made this hole quite a bit more challenging.
Yeah, they certainly have stiffened it up. The longest hitters in the game, the Dustin Johnsons, the Bubba Watsons, the J.B. Holmes, used to take it completely over the lake down the left side where there was just one paltry bunker. Now there's a series of bunkers, almost like the church pews at Oakmont, that are littered down the left side, stopping that attack. You're going to have to respect this hole that much more off the tee. Find the fairway. It's still a short iron in, but this finishing hole is now a proper finishing hole.
Hello to the person just joined. Welcome to my live stream.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait. And at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par. Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning on the people below.
Checking in on the action now. Let's go down to the 6th. With a key stretch of holes ahead, our featured golfer really has struggled in the early going, Frank.
Yeah, a few mistakes out there, unforced errors you might want to say. So really, attention to detail should be the concern right now.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway.
Second shot.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Now at the par 3 7th, Frank, it's just under 200 yards.
But it's still quite daunting. A very narrow entry on that left side. So you've got to hit the ball flush off the tee. Really guarantee a carry of that over that right bunker. So it's still a daunting tee shot.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Just a couple of feet. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Frank, as you step to the tee here at the 8th, what are you seeing?
Another hole that suits the long hitter, Rich. That bunker just over 300 yards. The further you get down there, the shorter club you have in over the water.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wouldn't say that was his best, but not bad either. On the green and with a putt. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Rounding out the front 9 here at Bay Hill, 474-yard par 4, Frank. You've played this hole before. Where are you lining up when you step onto the tee here?
There's an out of bounds all the way down the left side that you have to be cognizant of. But that bunker, 290 yards carries it. And yet again, another hole that favors the long hitter.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This can be a cruel game at times. Just a little tap in here. All right, no damage done. Stays at 1 over par with that putt. Frank, always nice to test yourself at one of the game's great venues, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. What a day.
Yeah, and you know you've played a golf course where the PGA Tour has visited for so many years. So you, like the best players in the world, great opportunity to test your skills.
For Frank Novello and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long until next time. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's second-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. What's he need to watch out for here, Frank?
Those two front bunkers, Rich, the one that protects the left and the right. More often than not, you want to pitch the ball in the front of this green. They are the two to be concerned about.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. Shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now
that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Back to the action here at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Second hole, it is a pretty demanding par 3, Frank.
Goal really is to just carry that front bunker or sneak it a little right of that and try and cheat it around.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. And he's made it onto the green now. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Even par, apparently.
That's a bogey putt, dropping down the leaderboard a bit, now at 2 over par. Now to the par 4 third, picturesque and difficult hole, Frank.
It might be picturesque, but it's certainly not for the faint of heart. This is going to take your best swing.
Water all down the left side. Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
He'll need to be strong with this. Is this one for par? Never a bad score on the card. That's par. 561-yard, par 5 fourth. Frank a chance to make 4 and maybe even an eagle 3.
Yeah, that green's just raised a little bit. So if you hit a good drive in there and you're going with a slightly shorter club, big advantage.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops. You're a good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. I mean, the first rule when you're in a bunker, forever and a day, get it out.
Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. Frank, you know full well, this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
So that is the end of the second round, and unfortunately, the end of the tournament for our featured player, missing the cut.
Well, they certainly didn't hit the magic number here for the tournament. Fell below the cut line, and they just couldn't make it back. There's always next week.
presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Alberta Classic.
Ah, nice.
Looks good. Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. And from the fairway for his second shot here. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Third shot coming up now from the bunker. Frank, not where he wants to be, but not out of the hole here at the par 5.
No, but Rich, to drop a shot here would really set him backwards.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. It's a masterclass in short game.
And getting ready for the putt. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water, Frank. Only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. You just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Pretty good shot right there. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th.
It went from bad to worse, and right now, horrible.
What do they say, Frank? Golf spelled backwards is
Flog.
Flog. So we'll round out the front side here at Banff Springs with a par 5 and reasonably short at only 501 yards.
So very reachable because of that yardage that you just referenced. Hole bends a little bit to the right. You can favor the left side with a tee shot. It's just going to make that angle on the second a little bit easier.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie.
It's that sneaky distance.
Just didn't read that one quite right. He has this attempt for par. Solid effort and reasonable result to stay at 1 over par. Frank, we begin this back 9 with a real test. It's a 218-yard par 3.
And it's very easy to get lulled into the shape of that lake there on the right side and try and hit a cut in here. But that cut's going to work against the natural shape of the hole. If anything, a nice high draw.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked. So 2 over par for the round. So off the long par 3 10th, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that. Just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Locked in on the read and the speed. In for par. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo. So long for now.
person's just joined. Welcome to my live stream.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. It's second round coverage of the Alberta Classic. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That will be a great look at birdie. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a couple of feet. And no problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Now to the 11th hole. It's a par 4, 417 yards. Frank, what's the key here?
A nice little draw down that left side would be the ideal tee shot. The carry on the two little bunkers down the left side really isn't overly long, but that's the desired entry into this green.
See if our featured player can do something right today.
Yeah, when you're swinging well, obviously target looks as big as a barn, but on days like today, everything looks difficult.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Now this for birdie. Came away with a bogey on the previous round. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
No question. Oh, I liked that.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Getting set now over the putt.
Whoa, that was unexplainable. I thought that was easily going to be a par.
Now we'll have to focus, try to make bogey. So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
13th hole, par 3, 225 yards, and heavily bunkered around that green, Frank.
It is, but that green gets narrower as the hole gets longer. Nothing wrong with hitting the ball sort of the middle part of the green here.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Really? This is an awkward length. Yeah, that was just begging there for a good putt. Even par currently.
Got it for par. On to the 14th hole now. It's a par 4, 442 yards. And what's the right way to attack here, Frank?
Two choices. Try and squeeze it down the right side, just short of those big bunkers on that right. Either that or carry the bunker complex on the left. A little awkward.
Frank, take us down. Give us the player's eye view on this second shot here at 14.
I kind of like a second shot a little lower than normal here. It just seems to shape up to this green. Obviously, you're protecting against going left while you're trying to go directly at the flag. So just something a little lower than normal, I think, would be the go. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Didn't go in, Frank, but not a bad effort. Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. Stroke that with authority.